Ty Lawson, I think we need to deal with this. Ty sent out a couple of tweets yesterday. Let's take a look at the tweets, and then we'll comment on it, all right? He said that people have a misconception about him. We can talk about that. And he also said that, Jess, he also said that we're making too big a deal about his hookah use. Are we making too big a deal, and is there a misconception? Or is he what we think he is and what we've said he is?
Okay, I'll start it out. Hookah is associated with water, tobacco, and marijuana. Are we making too big a deal out of it? No, not at all. You are an adult now. You've been here, what, 4 or 5 years? He's not 21 anymore. He's 24, 25, 26. You're making $13 million a year. Act like an adult. You don't want to be here? Okay, say. I mean, make all your tweets. I don't want to be here. I will do anything to get out of here. But to sit around with your posse on draft night going, oh, Sacramento, I'm on my way. Well, I haven't heard Sacramento say, oh, we want Ty Lawson. Guess what? Ty Lawson, and I'm going to look into the camera. Nobody wants you. Nobody wants you. They don't want you. They will take you if you were released, and people don't want you at that money. They don't want you doing stunts, and we talked about it. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. DUI. I told you about he went over to his neighbor's house and peed all over their lawn and all over their front porch because he was unhappy that they reported his party to the security, not the police. He was accused of abuse toward a woman. He got away with that. DUI. The third time.
Yeah, I don't think there's a misconception.
He doesn't show up after the All-Star game. He's not a leader. He comes and goes. He will do 18 and 10, and then he does 6 and 0. He has proven over and over again with his tweets that he is like one of the biggest idiots out there on Twitter.
The misperception about Ty Lawson is coming from Ty Lawson. He evidently doesn't understand what he's done to his own reputation, and what he's done to his own reputation, not just locally but around the league. You left out another one where he tweeted back to a Dallas Mavericks fan that he'd like to be in Dallas. I mean, so why is he still here? Well, the Nuggets are just waiting to make that right deal. They're waiting to make that right deal. They think he's got value, and they're going to try and extract that value.
Well, he's covered the Rockies for a long time. He's written columns about the NBA recently. They seem to have the same problem the Rockies do. They overvalue who they have.
Yeah,
and Ty Lawson is the most overvalued. If you said overrated player, overrated, it would be Ty Lawson, and maybe Kenneth Faried would be second on that list. I don't know that I
necessarily agree with that. I think when Ty is on his game, he's a pretty good point guard. I mean, there aren't a whole lot of point guards in the league who average 16 and 9. I mean, he was third in the league in assists last year. There's going to be a team out there that can use him, a contending team like Dallas.
Why isn't there any talk of anybody? I mean, we've got a list that's about
I think people are afraid of him right now. People are afraid of him right now. What he's said, what he's done, the videos he's posted. Vlade Divac, the guy who's running Sacramento right now, said that was dumb. And that's a team that's supposed to be in the running for him.
The issue is if he's beyond all the issues Woody brought up, he's a point guard. That's the quarterback of the team. It's just like when Johnny Manziel acted like that. It's a story. When your point guard acts immature, irresponsible, misses practice, defies his coach, pouts, that's a problem on the floor.
Yeah, they've asked him to lead for a number of years now, and he's not a leader.
That's the issue for me. Is he has talent, but it's not a misconception. This is who he is. He's wildly inconsistent, both on and off the court. And at that position, it's hard to tolerate. You can't go in as a coach going, I don't know what I'm going to get from my point guard from night to night, and consider yourself a contender.
He's sabotaging himself.
I don't care whether he averages 12 assists a game. I think I'm more disappointed because I talked to him at the Final Four. He's got a North Carolina background. Right. Those are usually really good kids. He grew up, I mean, I've talked to him, grew up in a middle-class neighborhood. His parents are really good people. He learned how to play basketball in one of those little toy goals that you probably bought both your sons at Toys R Us or something like that. He's a great story of being a good guy. And then you find out that the real Ty Lawson is not the guy that I met, not the guy. He was involved in drinking, driving issues when he was in college. I mean, that had come out. Then the other one in Missouri. And he's been just a waste of time, I think, since he's been here.
And they know it, and they need to deal him. This portion of the big stuff
But
presented
when
by
you say that, why would you, if you're Tim Connolly?
Yeah.
I don't want to leave that just yet. What was Tim Connolly's quote on draft night when they said, someone said to him in the media, well, what about Ty Lawson? Well, I think they can play together.
Yeah, it was
now,
my question,
why do you lie to me like that? I don't want you to lie to me. They're not going to play together.
Maybe he knows what he can't get anything of value for him right now, so he has to say it because he may get stuck where he can't trade him.
He's a commodity,
other than giving him away,
and they have to bring the value back to that commodity by saying nice things like that.
Well, you think everybody's stupid in the NBA? Oh gosh, Tim Connolly just said they're going to play together. Oh, Tim Connolly says, oh, he's Les Shapiro says he averaged 9, and every guy in every office in the NBA is going,
No, you're right. The people are not stupid around the NBA. They know. They're watching. But if Tim Connolly said the other thing, he's a turd and we don't want him around here anymore, he loses all of his leverage.
Yeah,
I mean, he just makes the situation worse.
But that's happened in sports. I mean, have we not heard that in sports where people go, we don't want this guy anymore?
Well, it's because he still has talent. Yes. Otherwise, they would just say that about him and say, we're going to give him away for a bag of basketballs.
No, but why don't you say, okay,
that's what they'll get for him.
Give us a conditional draft choice next year. If he starts for your team, we want your first round draft choice. If he's a zero.
I'd push him to Dallas as hard as you can right now.
I would call 28 teams and go, okay, here's our deal. Conditional draft choice. You take his money. You pay him and conditional. If he starts for you, first round draft choice. If he's a zero like he is right now, give us a second round draft choice.
Mark Cuban, we're talking about you. The big stuff is presented by the Celtic Tavern, the official sponsor of the Colorado Rapids soccer team. The Celtic gives you a bus to every Colorado Rapids home game. They tailgate for 2 hours beforehand. A bus, B-U-S.
Oh, here. You can go to the Rapids game. Here's a bus.
You can tailgate with all your other buddies who love the game of soccer. It's just 2 blocks west of Coors Field on Blake. It's the Celtic Tavern.